My name is Harrison and I'm a luxury watch expert here at Chisholm Hunter. And I've been excited to do this review for such a long time. I'm a huge fan of James Bond, and the movie just kept getting delayed and delayed, but now it's finally on the horizon. Are you excited? Because I certainly am. Today we are reviewing the iconic James Bond Special Edition Seamaster 300m diver. And as you might have guessed, I'm a big fan of the Seamaster. Okay, so let's get to the good bit. Let's talk about the specs of this new model. This model is actually water resistant to 300 meters, as the name suggests. So if you're taking your Lotus for a dip in the sea, you're covered. This model actually comes in brushed grade 2 titanium, and you can really tell when you pick this model up how light it is. It's really unexpectedly light. This model is actually made from grade 2 lightweight titanium, and it's stealthy and understated. But what's more is it can take hard knocks in stealthy pursuits, which James Bond tends to get himself into. A pretty cool fact about why they went for brushed titanium instead of polished is, well, let's sit in James Bond's shoes for a while. When he's out and about, he doesn't want to draw any attention to himself, and the polished reflections tend to do that, so they opted for the brushed version. Now personally, I'm a huge fan. It's subtle, discreet, but still totally Amiga. Before we send you on your next mission, it's important to say that here at Chisholm Hunter, we're authorized retailers for Amiga watches. So if you see anything you like, please visit our stores throughout the UK or our website, which is linked below for you. The case diameter to this model is really the perfect in-between. It comes in at 42mm, which isn't too big, but isn't too small. It still has a perfect wrist presence. To add to that, its lug-to-lug comes in at a comfortable 49mm. This model actually comes in two variations. This, which is sitting in front of me, is the mesh bracelet, and it actually comes with an innovative adjustable buckle. The other option is a NATO strap, which I'm also a huge fan of. Now that we've covered a lot of the specs, let's dive into my favorite feature about this model, the face and the dial. The dial features red detailing at the end of the second hand and also where the word Seamaster is, and it does play wonderfully against the dark dial. The dial sports Super Luminova, which glows bright blue when in the dark, and that's what we've come to love and expect from a luxury brand like Amiga. There is a subtle detail on this dial that you might not have noticed. Have you guessed? It's the broad arrow. Now, the broad arrow was traditionally used to identify British government property, and it's quite fitting because James Bond is our favourite MI6 operative. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention, this Amiga actually features a unidirectional rotating bezel, which is commonly used amongst divers across the globe. So, if you're wanting to get back in that Lotus, there's your watch. When we turn this watch round, it actually has some really interesting markings on it. It has the broad arrow, which we see in the front of the dial as well, which represents, of course, British government property, but it also features a 62. Now, have you guessed what the relevance is to the 62? The 62 actually represents the year that Dr. No, the first ever James Bond film, was released. Okay, now for one of my favourite bits, the Omega Coaxial Master Chronometer caliber 8806, which is the movement in this incredible Amiga watch. It is, of course, approved by METAS with a power reserve of an incredible 55 hours. And, of course, it is totally automatic, so you don't need to worry about regular winding. This also comes with a whopping 5-year Amiga guarantee, which is a statement to Amiga's quality in itself. So how do I feel about this model? Well, I wear a Seamaster, so for me, the brushed titanium was really interesting. It's almost as if it's trying to hide in plain sight. You can really tell that Amiga and Daniel Craig have had big influence over this watch, down to every single fine detail. And I have to say, I'll be saying Q about this model. Oh, wait, before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.